and they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
What if love was so powerful, it tethered two souls even beyond death? Some couples shared a bond so deep that their final chapters were written not far apart, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, and in some cases just months.
The husband of actress Britney Murphy has been found dead just 5 months after her own passing.
Whether by heartbreak, coincidence, or something deeper, they left this world close together just as they lived.
That the Oscar-winning American actor Gene Hackman, along with his wife Betsy, have been found dead in their home in New Mexico.
From silver screen legends to lifelong partners who faded months apart, these love stories are as tragic as they are unforgettable. This is the moving story of famous couples who died shortly after each other.
Now you know you'll never be abandoned. Love will always.
What happens when soulmates leave this world just months apart? For Johnny and June Carter Cash, love wasn't just a feeling. It was a force that seemed to bind them even in death. June Carter Cash, country music royalty in the heart of the Carter family legacy, passed away on May 15, 2003, after complications from heart surgery. She was 73. Johnny, her husband of 35 years and one of the most iconic voices in American music, stood by her side until the very end. Just 4 months later, on September 12, 2003, Johnny followed her. His health already in decline from years of diabetes and heartbreak that seemed too heavy to carry without her.
Johnny Cash died today in Nashville from complications of diabetes. He was 71.
Their love story was legendary, born on the road, weathered through addiction and fame, and immortalized in their music. Even now, you can hear their devotion in every harmony. Johnny and June didn't just sing about love, they lived it until their very last breath. In the glittering world of Hollywood, few stories are as tragic as that of Britney Murphy and Simon Monjack, a couple whose final act was shrouded in mystery and sorrow. On the morning of December 20th, 2009, a frantic 911 call shattered the calm of their Los Angeles home. Sharon Murphy, Britney's mother, had found her daughter collapsed in the bathroom.
My daughter's passed out. We're doing mouth to mouth. Please get here quick, please.
Okay.
Paramedics arrived swiftly, but despite their efforts, the 32-year-old actress was pronounced dead at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center at 10:05 a.m. The official cause, pneumonia, exacerbated by anemia and multiple drug intoxication. In a cruel twist of fate, just 5 months later, on May 23, 2010, Simon Monjack was found lifeless in the same residence.
The husband of actress Britney Murphy has been found dead just 5 months after her own passing.
The circumstances mirrored his wife's demise. Pneumonia and severe anemia claimed the 40-year-old British screenwriter. Their deaths sparked rampant speculation. Some whispered about toxic mold lurking in their home, while others suggested more sinister causes. An independent toxicology report commissioned by Britney's father hinted at possible poisoning, revealing elevated levels of heavy metals. Yet, definitive answers remain elusive. Britney and Simon's love story, once a Hollywood fairy tale, ended in a double tragedy that continues to haunt those who seek to understand the enigma surrounding their untimely departures. How does one of Hollywood's greatest actors quietly vanish from the world stage with barely a whisper? Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's final days read like a tragic screenplay, unfolding far from the lights of fame.
That the Oscar-winning American actor Gene Hackman, along with his wife Betsy, have been found dead in their home in New Mexico.
For decades, Hackman had been a towering figure in cinema, two-time Oscar winner, the commanding voice behind The French Connection and Unforgiven. But in recent years, he had retreated into the quiet of Santa Fe, New Mexico, living a secluded life with his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa. On February 11, 2025, Betsy called a doctor, feeling unwell. She never made the appointment. Medical examiners later determined she died from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a rare but deadly illness transmitted by rodent droppings. Gene, at 95 and battling advanced Alzheimer's, remained unaware. He died in the same home days later from a heart arrhythmia. For nearly 2 weeks, no one knew. It wasn't until February 26 that their bodies and one of their dogs were discovered during a welfare check.
Dude, they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
By then, the mystery had taken root. Body cam footage later showed the eerie quiet of the house, a legacy gone silent. Their death sparked both grief and curiosity. Reports revealed Gene's $80 million estate would not go to his children, but into a trust fund, further deepening public intrigue around his final wishes. What would you do if you knew the ship you were boarding might never reach its destination? Elbert and Alice Hubard faced that question in May 1915 and boarded anyway. Elbert Hubbard, famed writer, philosopher, and founder of the Roycroft Arts and Crafts movement, was often called the American William Morris. His wife Alice was a feminist, writer, and fierce advocate for women's rights. Together they were an intellectual powerhouse, equal parts love story and literary rebellion. On May 1, 1915, they boarded the RMS Lusitania in New York, bound for Liverpool. But whispers of danger hung in the air. Just days earlier, the German embassy had placed warnings in American newspapers, cautioning travelers that Allied ships were fair game in the war zone. 6 days into the voyage, on May 7th, a German U-boat torpedoed the Lusitania off the coast of Ireland. Within 18 minutes, the ship sank, claiming nearly 1,200 lives, including the Hubbards. Witnesses said Elbert and Alice were last seen standing arm in arm, calmly accepting their fate as chaos erupted around them. Their deaths shocked the literary world and fueled anti-German sentiment in the U.S., helping tilt public opinion toward joining World War I. But beyond politics and tragedy, theirs was a final moment of grace. Two souls choosing love over panic, unity over fear. They lived by conviction, and in the end they died by it too. What does it mean to love someone so deeply, you'd rather die than be apart? For Isidore and Ida Strauss, that answer came on a freezing night in April 1912, aboard the RMS Titanic. Isidore was a co-owner of Macy's department store, a business giant and former U.S. congressman. Ida, his beloved wife of over 40 years, had stood beside him through wealth, war, and raising a family of 7. When the Titanic struck the iceberg on April 14, 1912, the chaos on deck grew frantic. Women and children were being rushed into lifeboats. One was offered to Ida, but she refused. Witnesses recalled her words with aching clarity. "We have lived together for many years. Where you go, I go."
Please, Ida, get into the boat.
No! We've been together for 40 years, and where you go, I go.
Isidore was offered a seat himself, but declined to take it while women and children still needed rescue. And so together they stayed, seen last sitting on deck chairs, holding hands, as the ship slipped beneath the waves. Their love-inspired scenes in James Cameron's Titanic, especially the moment when an older couple chooses to perish side by side in their stateroom. But this was no fiction. It was real. A monument in New York bears their names, but it's their devotion that etched them into history. When the world ended around them, they chose to leave it as they lived, together. Some say it's heartbreak, others believe it's fate. But whatever the reason, these couples remind us of a rare kind of love, one that endures even after the final breath. Which couple's story stayed with you the longest? Do you think some connections are simply too strong to break? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful stories like these. Until next time, hold on to the ones you love, and remember, even in death, true love finds a way.